Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with a little tarot unboxing for you guys today. I have the Woodland Fairy Tale Tarot, Magic, Folklore, and Plants, and you guys, I'm so excited to open this box of goodness up. As you can see here, it is all about tarot and fairy tales. So I'm continuing my collection of tarot cards that are centered around folk tales and fairy tales, and I cannot wait to see what's in this box. I've actually had it on my desk since it was released back in May, but I had like a set order of decks to open up first, and I try not to do a bunch a month. So that, you know, you guys don't get tired of listening to me be like, and this is the Chariot, and this is the Hangman. So, like, I've just been staring at this for a while, waiting for the perfect moment to open it, and it's July now, so I'm definitely opening it now. This is written by Cecelia Lattari and illustrated by Giulia Varetto. And you guys will be proud to know that I found the carrot. So the little carrot knife is back, so we're going to crack this open. And it's a really nice box to crack open, so I'm going to be extra careful as we break into it. I don't know anything about the authors of this deck or any of the process. I did not go to check their page because I didn't want to be spoiled on any of the images for this. So I'm excited to see this. This is going to be very new to me. I just saw that it was fairy tale related and was like, add to cart immediately, check out, bye. But look how nice this box is. It's like a little magical box. It's got this really cute keyhole. This is a US System Games Incorporated deck. I don't know that company. I'm not familiar with them, but it looks really nice so far. It's one of those like box latch style boxes. The inside is a very nice yellow color. And we got a great big book and tiny cards that are wasting space. But this is a very nice size book with full color images of the cards. So that's really nice. Smaller images in the minors, which is fine, like that's normal, but there's so much space on the page that I feel like this could be a bigger image. But that's like a formatting thing. That's not really like a takeaway. It's still got the images to refer to. And then it's got a little bit about the tarot, but at the back of the book, which is an interesting choice. And then some biographies on the author and the artist, as well as some spreads, so that's neat. Oh, and it's got like a breakdown of who is what for each of the things, like I guess what each of the suits cover. And it looks like they cover certain stories, like the Wands' Hansel and Gretel and the Calendula. That's really interesting. So I'm wondering if the entire suit is going to cover their whole story, or if it's just going to be like callbacks to other things. We're going to find out together, but I'm very interested. And this was definitely going to be like an interesting read to refer back to. It says it is based on the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, so we should see some stuff that we recognize. And very interestingly, this is a box within a box, guys. Which, like, I don't know how I feel about that. I hate the wasted space in these books, like in these boxes. It's a very nice box, but I hate this with every fiber of my being. I would like it if this and this were the same size, and they just came in a box that did not waste the space. But you can't always get what you want. So here we go. I've never seen them put a whole other box inside the box, which makes me feel like the box is doubly redundant now because it came with another box inside of it. But it's really interesting. It's a tuck style box, which I don't love. I'll probably remove it from this box and just leave it in the other box because that's an extra step. But let's see what we got. Oh, we almost left one behind. It was a very snug fit. This is a very hefty box. Like the weight of the box is also very hefty as far as the cardstock goes. And then we have the repeat of the pattern that's on the inside of the box, but in blue this time. So this is in yellow. This is in blue. I like that. It matches the rest of the box, so it's nice. It's not a super overly complex background, which is also nice. So let's see. They are very glossy cards, so you can see that. and a nice weight in cardstock. So that's nice. I'm going to drop you guys closer so we can see the cards in detail. So hold on. All right, here we go. We're nice and close. I do like that they're borderless, so that's already a plus on the side. And just looking at this Fool, we have Jack and the Beanstalk, which is perfect. Because Jack definitely does take a fool's journey up the beanstalk, and I love that that's what we're getting here, along with the little, like a hobo bag. I forget what these are called. They have a proper name. It's not hobo bag. This is really nice. The artwork is really nice. It's like, it's very illustrative, which is really nice. It does get across like the fairy tale nature, but also kind of makes it feel like you're looking at like a children's storybook, which I love, especially for the theme of this. But that's a really cool card for the Fool. And then we have the Magician, and it looks like we have Aladdin in the lamp. I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. I would have to check the book to be 100%, but I feel like that's what we're looking at here. And if I spend all my time trying to guess every single fairy tale, we'll be here forever. So we're just going to roll with it, and I'll check if I have to. But for right now, I'm going with that. And for the Magician, this works. This definitely works for me. I like this. I like the rug market, like behind them, with the grapes and everything. So there's that prosperity, abundance sort of angle. Kind of getting the vibe that we're turning water into wine, which is neat. And then we have the High Priestess, and look at this delightful little granny out here collecting some herbs under the moonlight. I love that. I don't know who she is, and I feel like we should know. So let's look. I was right. It was Aladdin. Oh, and the plant matters. So there's bean, there's vine and grapes. So every card has a plant to go with it. This one has mugwort, and this is the Old Woman in the Woods. And I don't know this fairy tale, so we're going to have to look it up. But I love her. I love that we're getting old lady like representation, because women do age, as a matter of fact, and I love that. I also just like how the names of the cards are like in these little label boxes to set it apart from the rest of the illustration, but it still looks like it belongs. And my cat just scared the life out of me. She's headbutting my leg. And then we have the Empress. And I don't know who that is. And like I said, we cannot spend all day trying to figure out who everybody is. But she's cute. She's really cute. I'm going to look because I'm so compelled to now that I've said it. It says the Elder Bush. Inspired by a Hans Christian fairy tale. I don't know. I don't know the fairy tale, so yeah, I have some research to do, it looks like, which is fine. I like having research to do with my decks. But she's cute. And then we have the Emperor, and I'm getting the feeling that this is the Emperor's new clothes. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that silly aspect to this card. I've talked about it before. I've talked about it a lot on my Patreon, my complicated relationship with the patriarchy and this particular card in the tarot. So I do like when the tarot deck has cards that sort of deconstruct the patriarchal nature of the Emperor just a tiny bit, because it's less offensive to my like ultra feminist brain. And then we have the Hierophant, and this is Alice. We got an Alice in Wonderland. You can tell by the little eat me cupcake down here, and the mushroom. And she's doing the little pose too, which is cute. This is a really cute little card. That's an interesting choice for the Hierophant too, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense in my brain. I don't know who this is. I see the Holy Well. I want to say, don't guess. Don't guess. We're just gonna quickly flip through and see. White as milk, red as blood, which is not what I was going to say, so I'm glad that I didn't guess that. But for the Lovers, yeah, that's interesting. I love the little like pomegranate detail. And I think I have this or a similar story on my list to tell you guys, so very interesting. We have Puss in Boots for the Chariot. And Puss in Boots has been one of my favorite storycraft stories that I've told so far. So definitely check that out if you haven't. Shameless self-promotion. Here we go. We have Strength, which is the princess and the pea. Look at the little pea. And I love that. And then they have Sweet Pea in the background. And look, she's so uncomfortable. This is me every night when I go to bed. And I don't have a pea underneath my mattress. I have no excuse. Just insomnia. Then we have the Hermit. And we have this guy with his fish shack. I'm not looking it up. We're just going to continue to move on. The light on this fish shack is so bright. It kind of washes out his face a little bit. But look at this sweet little man. That's really cute. And he does look like a little hermit. Just like running his little fish shack. Trying to stay unbothered. And the Wheel of Fortune is this giant shamrock wheel. Which, like, what is this? I don't know. The shining fish was the hermit. And this is the poor man and the rich man. Okay, I do know that. I do know that story. I just did not consider that that would be what we were looking at. Interesting. Oh, and Justice is the wild swans. I love that. That is so beautiful. And I love this story. And then we have Sleeping Beauty for the hanged man. That's a given with like the little bramble thorns. I love that. I love that she's like suspended in the air like in a dreamlike state. With the little drops of blood. That's a really nice touch. And then for death, I'm now flipping along with the guidebook to the side, so bear with me as I try to one-handed manage all this. We have the Wolf Woman. And look how beautiful this card is. I love this card. It's just so well done. And Comfrey is the flower here. So that's so interesting. There's a bit of like herb lore to go with every card. Or like plant magic to go with every card. And that's a really nice little touch. This is Sweet Porridge, which is based on a Brothers Grimm fairy tale. And I've never heard of that. But I love it. It looks really cool. It's about a magical pot that teaches a girl restraint. Which, I don't love that message. Live your life. But also, I do love this card. It's a really cute little idea, and the idea does fit with Temperance really well. And then, oh, we have the red shoes. This is a really sad shoe. This is for the devil, and it's, yep, yep, this is definitely the appropriate story for that. It is not my favorite Hans Christian story. In fact, it's one of those ones that makes me feel like he just really hates women. Which I think he kind of did a little bit. To be for real. But this is, yeah, it's the red shoes in this graveyard making this poor girl dance. And then we have the tower. And it's Snow White falling out of the tower with the apple. And the queen up there. But how interesting. Look what an interesting tower. And this definitely sucks. She died, though. Like, she didn't just fall asleep until her handsome prince came. She definitely died from this fall. Which is a little dark. And then for the star, we have Cinderella. Their little glass slipper. That's such a cute little touch. It's definitely very serene, so this works really well for the star card. And then for the moon, we have Rapunzel. And it says Rampion Bellflower. So, like, my understanding is that Rampion is a type of lettuce, but I guess it also comes as a bellflower, as a type of flower, which I was not aware, but that's neat. That's a neat little touch, because that, like, is a one-for-one match to the story. And I love, like, the shots of the moon here, and how wistful it looks. That's really cute. And we have Rumpelstiltskin as the sun. I love that. Look at this. Turning straw into gold. And he's such a happy little jaunty guy for such like a little tiny jerk that he is. But I love the flowers and how bright this card is. And I love his little smile. Definitely a crafty one. Ooh, and we have the Pied Piper for Judgment, which is very appropriate. And then I like the little wintry backdrop too. That's really nice. For the world, we have the Wizard of Oz, which is an interesting choice for fairy tales and such like that. It is technically a children's fairy tale, so that does work. And there's the Emerald City, like, way back there. And she's returning home. That's really neat. That's a really neat choice. And then we start out in Swords. And we are back to, this is Rapunzel. And yeah, I think they are broken up into the story segments, like it says. Hold on. Sword, Sleeping Beauty, and the Bramble and the Rose. Interesting. So we're just gonna power through. This is a very interesting one for swords. Ooh, it does just go through the story. How nice is that? How cool is that? So if you're familiar with the stories, reading these cards is going to be very easy. You have them burning all the spinning wheels. And then everybody laying down and falling asleep. Like, these cards are very beautifully illustrated, but I guess because of the style of illustration, they're a little bit hard to see, even though we are pretty close. Like, I have to get really close so you guys can see the details, but they are really lovely cards. Very, very well done. I really do love the art style here. Oh, look, we have, like, Maleficent laying her curse upon the baby. Very dramatic. She could be dramaticer, but I love this. And then we have the prince breaking through the maze to come save his lady love. Ooh, look at that. The castle all covered in thorns and stuff. And I love that the spinning wheel, like, spindles are representing the swords in this. And there it is. The moment before. Ooh, this is a really good one for the Nine of Swords. I love that. I love that it's, like, in her dream. She's also, like, tied in with, like, the thread going into the brambles, being antagonized by the spindles, antagonized by her choices. And I guess this is her leaving? It's a very optimistic looking card. It's really pretty. These are really well done. It's a little crayfish in a little tub. I don't remember the role the crayfish plays in the story, so we're just gonna slide right past that. But it's a cute little card for the page. And then we have the prince as the knight, which makes sense. And I love the little, like, use of illumination here. And then I guess we have the queen. Is this the queen or the, like, Aurora or Rose Red? I think it's her. Yeah, I think it's her. More of an austere look at her, but I think it's her. She does look very austere, very, very stately. Up against the king here. Which is very interesting. They're not super, like, dynamic cards. There's not a lot of action going on, but, like, it's still very, very interesting. And I remember this. This is going to be Hansel and Gretel. This is them heading into the woods, looking for their way home. That's a really good one. There they are, lost in the woods. And then being reunited with their father. That's very sweet. And looks like this is just them playing in the woods with some, like, kids. That's a very cute card, very celebratory. And then we have them finding the candy house. It's even got, like, a little muffin on the signpost. But that's really cute. And then we have Hansel showing the witch his little finger bone, which is just a bone. And look how over it Gretel looks. She's, like, so done with this. But that's really cute. And we have Gretel pushing the witch into the fire. This is a really cute deck, you guys. Like, I'm really happy with this deck. It is super cute. I love the story aspect of it. And I love that, like, knowing the stories is going to make reading and working with this deck very easy. We have the little pebble path. And then falling asleep out in the woods, waiting for their dad to come back. Aww. And then we got Hansel comforting Gretel. This is probably the night that they overheard their parents talking about how they were going to abandon them in the woods. And then we have Hansel as the page. I love him with the sunflower back there. That's really cute. And then we have Gretel as the knight. And I love that. I love how action-y she looks, even though she's just sitting on a rock. Like she's ready to push some witches into the fire. Ooh, and speaking of witches, the Queen of Wands is the witch. And talk about pursuing your passions. Nobody pursued it like this child-eating woman. I love that. And then we have the father as the King of Wands, looking very discouraged, as he should, for abandoning his children in the woods, sir. Did not deserve the redemption arc he got at the end. And then for the cup suit, it is the story of the goose girl at the well, featuring the lotus flower. And I am not super familiar with the goose girl story, so this is going to be interesting. Because the goose girl story I'm thinking about is the one where the devil comes to take a princess, and they try to pass off the goose girl to the devil as the princess, and then the goose are like, no, that's our goose girl, she's not the real princess. And the devil's like, what, I've been tricked? And he goes to go get like the princess instead. That's the story I know, so I don't know if this is that story. I don't think it is. But this is a very pretty card, and I like how serene this looks. Out here, like, picking out water lotuses with her little geese friends. And these are the chill geese, you can tell. These aren't, like, the man-eating geese that I believe come from Canada. I'm just joking. I don't know where they come from. I just know Cindy talks about Canadian goose a lot. And here we have this guy looking a little sad on the side of the road. And the old lady coming up to him. He's got some, like, lotus pods. Yes, I think they are. And here she is, bare-ass naked at the waterfall. Taking a bath, I guess? I don't know the story. So, like, I wish I had some context for that, because that's very interesting. I'll have to look it up for sure. And here she is, chilling with her goose friends. Ooh, okay. And then some people turned into geese. Is this like the Swan Lake story, but with goose? Because there's a version of Swan Lake where, like, the people were goose first, or swans first, and then she gets captured by this guy and tricked into becoming, like, staying as a woman, because she loses her mantle, which is like her magical wings. I don't need to tell you the story. But I'm trying to figure out what the theme of this story is, and it feels like this might be the case. But I love this card. It's very beautiful. But that's what it looks like. It looks like she's coming down as a goose and somehow gets trapped there. And that's why she's so sad. This is just a very action-y card. I don't know what's happening. And it looks like here she is being reunited with her family. This is a very sweet card. And there's like this huge magical castle. And there's that old lady from earlier, so I'm guessing this is the goose girl and that guy on the side of the road. That's really pretty. And then for the page, we have the goose girl, who looks like she's dreaming of her home. And then we have the knight, which is this guy. I think I'm on to this story. I think I got it. I think I'm in the right place mentally. So I will definitely look this up and figure it out for sure. But we got our old lady being the Queen of Cups. I love this. I love the colors. And then we have the king being the King of Cups. Appropriately. But that's very beautiful. I love, like, the weeping willow over the water. And then for pentacles, the story is Little Thumb, and it features the pomegranate flower. And I don't know what Little Thumb is about. It says, uses pebbles to mark his way home and leading up to when he reaches the ogre, a Chthonian creature par excellence. Which doesn't tell me anything about this story, except that there is going to be an ogre. But yeah, I can see him leaving his little magical pebble. And the pomegranates in the background. It's very neat. And some more pomegranates. We have this, like, dueling sun and moon being very awesome and very witchy. So I love that. Love this card. And then there's just, like, a bunch of these lost kids. I don't know what's happening. But they're different sizes. And I don't know if that's a perspective thing or if they're supposed to be these multiple sizes. And there's our ogre. Interesting. He's very wealthy. I kind of love that for him. Oh, they are all different sizes. They are. There's a very tiny one. That's an actual thing in this story. And then the parents are very sad. And then they're leaving some more pebbles on the path there for reasons. And it's the little tiny guy, which is just really cute. It's a really cute little scene where he sees like a light in the woods. And I guess this is how he finds the ogres. And look, there's like a couple of them and they have crowns. That's magical. I'm so interested in this story now. I want to know what happens in this one, especially. And then, I guess this is mom and dad, right? Looking sad. Where were they? Yeah, this is mom and dad looking very sad with like a sack of biscuits. Looking a little concerned. Maybe they're wondering what happened to their little tiny son. And then here's the family all reunited and happy. With all the sacks of gold. So at some point they got all the gold off that ogre. And there's the little tiny son. And he's also the Page of Pentacles. How cute is this? And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is this cool bird. That's pretty. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. That's this lady. I wish I knew the story so I could like frame this a little bit better, but we're just going with it. And then the King of Pentacles is the ogre. How very cool is all of that? So what a cool little deck. I love this. I love the idea that you get like a couple of different like fairy tale type stories in the majors. And then I kind of really enjoy the fact that the minors focus on just 4 very specific fairy tales and the journey through them. I think that makes it a very concentrated, easy to read deck, especially since you don't have to know 78 different stories. You only need to know the major stories and then 4 stories for the minors, which is great. Not to say that I don't love when every card is also a different story. I have a couple decks that are like that, where each one represents a different, like, fairy tale or folk tale or mythology. And I love that too, but it does make reading this, like, reading with this deck a lot less intimidating. I think I will reach for this deck more often than not because I am more familiar with the context of the deck. But I like this deck. It has a very nice little vibe. The book is a great size, so I definitely am interested in like digging more deeply into that and learning the stories that I don't know. And I really like this deck. Also, this is where you will live now. I think I will fashion a little ribbon to like make the ease of removing this a little bit easier. But I like the box. It's a nice sturdy box. It does not need a box within a box. That's shenanigans. Well, let me know what you guys think of this deck. What did you guys think? It's very beautiful. The cover art is beautiful. This story is very interesting too. I need to go look up her story. I really enjoy it. I really like this deck. I'm very happy with it. And it was definitely worth the wait. So yeah, that's going to be it for me, you guys. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate your faces. And I will catch you guys all in the next one. Until then, happy crafting. Bye!